So today we have a sketch here of this beautiful fox, happy fox, who has finally gotten the grapes that she wanted. And I've done this sketch now in pencil on paper, and what I'm gonna do as a point of development is I'm going to cross hatch it with this fine liner, which is 0.1, and then I'm going to also come back and do some finer detail with this 0.3 fine liner, so both of them. So let's get started with this one. Take the cap off, there we go. And I'm not going to start right here. So the strategy that I'm using here is I'm going to start somewhere where it's not so obvious, because I want to first have a bit of practice on this drawing. So probably I'm going to start around here on this barrel right here. Just I'm going to create like a little bit of a drawing here, like the contour of the barrel. There we go. Beautiful. Like this. And then there's another plank of the barrel here that I want to have, and it's coming around very beautifully from here on out this way. And here we have the metal strap, the metal ring around the barrel, so I'm going to have that first on there. And there we go. So it doesn't have to be perfect from the from the start, but I do want it to be nice, because it's kind of an illustration that I'm doing. So I do want it to be kind of nice. So let's go on and do the thickness of this strap. And as I'm going along this way, see, I did it. This is a mistake here. I don't care about that. That's okay. It's just an illustration mistake. That's perfect. It's like it's showing that I'm human. So I'm coming this way, and now alongside this is the thickness. But as I'm moving along my eye at the thickness level, eye level of the thickness, it's hard to do with a phone in your hand though. Not beautiful, but it's okay. Let's maybe do it this way. It's easier. Now what I want to do is have a kind of consistent thickness width to this strap. So I'm going to try to make it a bit smaller here, because it's too wide for me. There we go, kind of like this. And notice I'm not doing one single line. I'm just doing multiple lines because I'm there. It's not so comfortable doing this with your phone in your hand, because normally I would hold on the paper, but of course now I can't. So these are a bit out of alignment, these rivets here, so I'm going to put them right smack in the center of each plank. There we go. This one as well, and this one is almost a bit going off into one side, because if you look here we have a center plank. This one is centered right here. This one as well, so she needs a rivet. It needs a rivet here. Oh, this rivet's gonna go, and this one stays, and it's centered, dead center. But then on this side, while I move towards the side, the rivets are going to move towards the exterior. So going this way, and here we have, what do we have here? This is a plank here, which is in perspective, so it seems tinier. It isn't actually, it's just a perspective illusion. And then this is a plank here. Plank of wood, obviously. And then here we move further to the side, and here as well, further even more to the side. And then here on the last one, we have a bit of a thing going on. There we go. So on this other side, the planks, again, further to the side, on the other side this time, because what happens is the axis of the center moves. So we have this axis that's going this way. And here also to the side. There we go. Beautiful. Now we have the planks. Now we have some other planks to finish here. I'm careful not to cross the the thickness that I've drawn, because then I cannot erase it anymore. And this is not a big deal if it's not perfect. It's just an illustration that I'm doing. I'm loving it already, by the way. See here, there we go. And here, right smack between the two planks, I've got another line to show that they are separate. Again, one here going this way, another one here, right, and the last one here right beneath the tail of the fox. And here one, oh, and the last one is here that you just barely see on the side there. Now we want to have the thickness of the planks of wood, and here I'm going to start on this other side. Just gonna do a double contour to show that they're actually separate planks of wood. This way you can understand. In what I'm gonna do is I'm even gonna do different heights. So this one is a different height than the other one, to show that it's kind of a vintage, you know, old kind of wood that's been rough and tumbled around a few times. And here a different height again of the plank, and as you can see, it's going upward and the perspective is respected, so this goes on a radial axis. And here we have a kind of a pillow on which the fox lies, and it's a very royal pillow actually, and I'm already starting to love the way it comes out. And there we go. It's gonna have some decorations to it. It doesn't have to be this way. I just wanted it to be something that the fox lies on, because the fox is on its back, so the pillow kind of serves as a support element for the fox. Now this another detail that I want to put in here is this little knob here with his pom-pom. There we go. Beautiful. Kind of a bit of a cheesy thing to do, but I'm loving it nonetheless. So here we have like the ready finished finished barrel. Now underneath the barrel, let me just adjust my posture for a second. There we go. Okay, so we have the barrel here. And now we can start our fox. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom with some hairs of the fox, really making her very fluffy. It's a fluffy foxtail. Just the first layer of fluffiness. And I'm doing this here because this is the bottom and it's kind of shaded because, so it's the bottom part of the tail. It's kind of shaded. And here we have a nice long pointy tail coming back with some beautiful, absolutely gorgeous tail. There we go. And I'm not gonna do all the hairs right now. I just want to do a contour of them. And the reason is because I want to be able to come back and do them after I have the background. So here, as you see, there's a bit of a space, a gap between the fox and the barrel. And here it's going to be a dark shadow where the fox lies on the barrel. And here, to show that the fox is in the barrel, actually, I'm going to just put the fur stopping right at the edge of the planks, so that they don't go over. This way you can see that the fox is on the barrel and actually right in the middle of the barrel. So beautiful fox. See, I'm doing the contour really fast, like this. Just the contour to do here. Okay, beautiful. Now coming back here, I want to do a bit of a dark thing here. Right beneath the fox, a dark area right here. There we go. in this dark area is going to be just the shadow of the fox on the barrel, and it's going to serve as an anchor element to show us the fox is on this object. So it helps the eye when you have this kind of shadow, helps the eye position objects in space and makes the thing more believable. Right here, there we go. So now immediately you see the fox is in space. But what we can also do is on this side here, so the tail of the fox comes over the barrel, so then underneath the tail you're gonna have probably a shadow, less dark but still kind of a shadow of the tail on the barrel and also on the metal. So I'm going to do a shadow here on the last plank of wood. There we go. I'm going to do a shadow here beneath, also on the wood, but this one I'm going to do it more regular. I'm going to cross hatch it just once, very straight cross hatch, just to show that it's a shadow. You don't want to do too much on the first pass because then you cannot undo it so easily. You have to darken the whole thing. So if you do just a bit of shadow, you can kind of have a feel of how much you want to put on at the next pass. So here, I'm just going to assume that this there we go. So here you understand that this is a fox tail, and here again there is a shadow from the fox on the metal here, such as this, and then also on the barrel. Not too much though, because it's an arced shape. So here we're gonna do a few lines of crosshatch going back and forth, such as so. There we go. Already you can feel the volume of the drawing building up. Now what I want to do also is I want to create this illusion of of an object here. So this ring here will have a shadow beneath it, just a discrete, very not so visible but still present shadow. There we go, kind of like this. And I'm doing just small, very small bits, a few millimeters at a time. Then I'm switching and moving my hand a bit. And this is because the light comes from the top of this composition. So I want to be able to see, to understand through light and shadow where, and see I made a mistake here, doesn't matter, we're gonna say it's rusty, where this ring and how big it is, in the sense that if you make a bigger shadow, then it's more farther, it's more of a thick ring, and also it might mean that, so if the shadow would come around here, would mean that the sun is up in the sky and shining from above, so it casts a longer shadow on the vertical. And we're finishing up here on the side real quick, just like this. There we go, beautiful. Already you see that we have a shape. There's another thing, of course, there's always another thing that I can do here on the pillow, under the pillow actually. There can be a shadow because the pillow is kind of coming over the edge of the barrel, so I can have this beautiful little shadow here just to show that this pillow comes over the barrel. See, I'm doing a beautiful crosshatch, really calm. I'm crosshatching each little plank of wood separately according to its perspective, so that you have a different, so you have 1, 2, 3, so switching perspective, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, crosshatch. I think I'm going to have just a bit of shadow here on the metal part, just a little bit. And again, I'm doing this with a perspective, so you don't, it's not a parallel, it's kind of a concentric going towards the same center point here. So here now you have a kind of a shadow, and as you can see, my little bulb here of luxury, I guess, is not visible anymore, but I don't care so much. You can kind of feel it. Okay, so the next step will be to just contour the whole object, everything in the object, and then I'm going to erase the pencil and start with cross-hatching little bits here and there to have some volume, some depth, and shadowing of this animal with grapes. So as I said, first a little bit of contour just to have an orienting view. So I'm going to do just touching the ears this way. So fox ears are very interesting because they're not all the same. And it was kind of a challenge to make these ones, but I think it's a pretty good job. They're not supposed to be perfect, just to be close enough to fox ears that you can understand that they're fox ears. So here, and then there's this, what they have is the eyes. The eyes are very thin this way. And I want to do, yeah, just a little bit of eye. And then I'm going to come back here and do my pillow. There we go. And here we're gonna do the grapevine real quick with leaves. So just to have some leaves on top of that, below that, there we go. Like that, and some more leaves here. Again, more leaves on the side. Just one leaf coming around. Some more leaves here. It's important to have kind of a rich environment for the subject. It does make quite a difference. So here we kind of have what we need. More leaves. Whenever I'm doing this kind of drawing, I know that the pencil drawings is quite different than the fine liner drawing, because the attitude is much more precise with the fine liner, and immediately you can feel that my hand is more stressed. I can feel that, definitely, but it's okay. Moving on. So here probably I'm gonna want to have some grapes here, just on the side, such as this. Have some grapes here, just as a little variety. There we go. And now here as well. Here, beautiful leaf, beautiful. There we go. And here we have the center axis, another grape here. So these are the contours. I'm still doing a few here. Have a few left here, which I need to do. And this is quite important because it's the center. And we have some grapes here with the fox in the fox's mouth, which are important. Here we have some very good grapes. There we go. And this is the fox's paw, which we have here. Doesn't have to be perfect, just reminds of a dog paw actually if you look at the pictures. So here, and then we have the fox's tongue. On this side, there we go, beautiful. And then here it's going on this way. Comes into a grapevine, a grape actually, simple. Now I'm not doing all the grapes because I'm going to come back and do details as required, so I'm going to just do kind of a rough sketch of everything to have it in place. Then I can come back first and erase the pencil just in a sec, so that I can work on a clean surface. Here are just a few more that are going this way, coming on from the top, and I prefer them to be more edgy, these leaves, so that they give me a bit more of an artistic effect. There we go, more abstract, and another one here. There we go, done. And we have one last piece, which is our fox. So the fox on this side. I'm not doing a very hard contour, just enough to have a basis. The eye is already done, and this is the mouth. There we go. Here we have a tooth, beautiful tooth of the fox, and the neck. Okay, and here this is the color change, and then it comes on to this side. And this is going to be the leg, front paw, there we go, like this, just like that. And I'm not doing a perfect drawing, I'm just doing what I can here. This is going to probably have some fur on it as well, and here as well. And then this is the start of the tail and the leg behind. Very thin leg, because foxes actually are very thin, agile creatures, not so thick. And here's the paw in the back, second paw in the back. Perfect, there we go. So now we have a rather good complete drawing of the fox on the pencil sketch. And I'm going to just pause the video here and start with an eraser, erasing. Okay, here we go. So this is the clean plate, I would say, where I just have the fine liner contours. And I'm not gonna bore you with everything here, but I'm just gonna start. So this, I think the fox has another tooth here. Okay, never mind that, but we're just gonna start with a bit of leaves. So basically what I'm gonna do now is come in here and do some more contouring, making it a bit thicker, and on occasion I'll do a bit of cross-hatching. But the way the cross-hatch works this time is I'm doing it on the leaf shape. So as you can see, trying to create a bit of a curved surface, so every cross-hatch is on top of the other, shaped like the leaf would be curved. And I can even go towards the top this way, so you can immediately kind of understand the shape of the leaf. Alright, so I'm gonna do this for many leaves, not for all of them. Obviously, I don't want to charge it too much. But for instance, these vines here, so there are a few vines here that I want to maybe make a bit thicker, or I want to have some more contrast here and add darker grapes. So I'm just going to start working on this real quick to make it more detailed, add a bit of depth to it. Immediately you can see those grapes come out more contrastful. So this is going to be this part, and for the fur, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dark part of the fur, so it's going to be this part here, which is going to be darker. It's going to be a crosshatch just like this, as such. A darker crosshatch with a lot of patience. This is going to be it. I'm just going to come back with another layer on top of that. Just cross-hatching away. Really calm. So this is going to be the fur. Of course, I'm going to have the shadow here on the bottom of the fox, just below the fox. And then all this part here is going to be cross-hatched more or less the same. Trying to keep the direction of the fur this way. And then this part is going to be lighter because the fox has actually two shades. So the shade below its belly is lighter, it's a white. So I'm going to have a dark paw, a light muzzle, and kind of a dark part here on top. And then on this dark paw, of course, the grapes are going to be light. Then the dark paw here, just to have contrast with the belly. And then we're going to have a dark and a light. This is going to be interior light and then exterior dark hind legs of the fox. So that's going to be it. I'm not going to bore you with all the things that I'm doing here, but I'll see you in a bit with the final result. And there we go. Here's the end result of our drawing of a fox on a barrel eating a grape. And as you can see, I've been pretty persistent with the cross-hatching. It took me quite a while, but I think the result is quite decent. I love this tail here, and also the shadowing and the actual vine and grapes look pretty decent to me. So this is, I think, a win. Of course, whenever you're doing a work, don't forget to sign it, whether on the front or on the back. Just do the signing and put the date on it so you know which year it's made. And thanks for watching this video on how to create this drawing of a fox eating a grape.